The Vera and Holland Show. 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 Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited. Last week we talked about stress and we looked at different ways that we could kind of get ourselves past the stress. Well, tonight we're going to continue to talk about stress because stress is something that has just permeated our existence. Every single thing causes stress. What we're seeing on television causes stress. What's going on in our country causes stress. What's going on in our homes causes stress. What's going on in our bodies causes stress. So we're going to be talking about stress. And I am so excited to have my guest here tonight, Miss Jill. How are you doing?
Well, Liz, I'm
Liz,
glad you
why did I
said that
call you
because I'm the
Jill?
worst at names, and it's a soft
I don't know what made me
eye.
say that. Well, how are you doing, Liz?
I am doing great. How about yourself, Vera?
I am doing great. And I just want to say to my audience before I even start sharing her bio, please like, share, and comment and subscribe and let other people know about this show because I'm telling you, you're going to get some nuggets, you're going to get some wisdom, you're going to get some insights, and you're going to be educated a little. So have people share this, and let other people come and hear what we're talking about. And so what I'm going to do is take a few minutes and share who Liz Holland is. She is the founder and CEO of Sensory Product Design, which is SPD, which took her lifelong struggle with sensory processing disorder, and she turned it into a company that creates unique products that help anyone with a nervous system to find the ultimate feeling of safety, which also settles the nervous system. As a 5-time international award-winning product designer and entrepreneur who has spent her life seeking solutions to all kinds of everyday problems just to live in her own unrelenting body. She has taken her diagnoses and turned it into a company that finds ways to help others. Liz created her flagship Cozy line. Her first two products to launch are the Cozy Throw and Cozy Coat blankets, who have super warm hand and feet pockets. And we're going to be doing a commercial about this shortly, but we're going to talk first. And even better, the hand pockets have finger and thumb openings so you can hold almost anything while keeping your hands warm. Beyond warmth, these blankets help those dealing with a whole range of people who struggle with anxiety, social stress, and circulation issues, or those who just want a cozier way to read and feel warm. While there have been many types of blankets and products that try to help people get warm, there has never been one that addresses the fundamental issue of warming your extremities until now. So, right now, I'm going to give you the floor, and I want you to share with our audience your story and what has moved you into your purpose and your passion?
Oh, my story. It's a long one
We
because
have
I've
an
I've
hour.
lived a lot of life. But I grew up in a interesting home. My dad was an inventor. He held over 100 patents. Every night around the dinner table would be, "What did Dad do today?" Showing us the nitty nuts and bolts and ball bearings of his. He was the forefather of the automatic warehousing systems industry, so he was really successful. So that's great, and all the inventing stuff, really, really great. But it was also a really difficult childhood, very abusive, a lot of levels of abuse, and I was youngest of four. And both my next older brother and I were told many, many times we shouldn't have been born. If abortion was legal, they definitely would have aborted us. We were mistakes. We were told why we never should have existed on this earth. So that was fun. um, and I found myself, I kind of hid at my end of the house with my dogs and cats. My puppies here, they've always been my sanctuary. And I realized early on that I needed that sanctuary, and that where I was living was really just crazy, and I needed to just survive it. And so I did. But it takes a long time to get there. It takes a long time to figure out, like, all the levels of abuse, all the times you were told wrong for just living in your body. So it wasn't until my early 50s that I got diagnosed with sensory processing disorder. And it was like all the puzzle pieces started coming together. It's not like that was my only diagnosis. In my 20s, I was diagnosed with dyslexia, which was really big as well, because I didn't know how to read in the traditional way, starting at the beginning and finishing at the end. I knew how to get information from books. I knew how to listen well, and so I spent my entire childhood hiding this, because I knew it would be bad if I told anybody. Certainly everybody said you're an idiot if you didn't know how to read. So I was like, I have to keep this secret. And it wasn't until I went off to art school that I had a teacher that was dyslexic and told us what it was. And it was such a relief to know that what I was going through was real. And, in before that, you just feel so bad and so wrong and so judged and put down and everything. And that was the same for sensory processing disorder. All of my senses are super sensitive. I have lived my whole life with headaches every single day. And so the sensory things, if I get triggered by a sun in my eyes or a smell, or it's jumping out of my skin because whatever I'm wearing is not working at that moment, or the many other things that I get triggered by. Within each set sense, there's many, many triggers. And so, when I knew it was real, then I could do something about it. I spent every day of my life making things that my whole childhood, to this day, I make 3-4 prototypes a month just to live in this body, just to fix a situation that I'm going through. And so the inventor gene was just something I thought everybody kind of had. I didn't realize that it was a unique gift until, again, about my 50s. And so, I've I've made it through this far, and I realized I'm making things that help me. When I first was diagnosed, there was very little for adults. There was 95% for children with SPD, which is wonderful. Boy, I would have loved to know it back then. But for adults, there was next to nothing. And so I was like, wait, I've made all these things for myself. I should definitely offer them to the world. And then it was like, where do I start? Because I literally have 100 things I've invented over time. And I thought I wanted the most broad appeal that I could imagine. And the cozy line was something I had invented. It kind of it was originally because the other products out there pissed me off so much. There was the big one that was like wearing a robe backwards. It was like a blanket with sleeves. Your shoulders aren't taken care of, and your hands and feet aren't taken care of, and gravity makes it fall down. So I was like, that's just a stupid design, and it's sold $500 million worth of product. Then there was another one more recently, a big oversized hoodie that you're supposed to tuck your feet into, like anybody over the age of 25 can do that for more than 5 minutes. And again, hands and feet never were addressed. And for me, and I think this is true, that even if you're all bundled up, if your hands and feet are cold,
Yes, your
and you
whole
can't
body
get
is
them warm,
cold.
they're just cold, 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 you are never gonna feel relaxed, because they just that feeling of frigid hands and feet doesn't allow you that relaxation. So, I know we'll show later, but mine have wraps around you, number one, and especially if you like cold shoulder shirts like I do. um, and you get fully wrapped up, and you got your hand and finger openings so you can drink your drink or read your book or do anything with your hands warm, especially like reading a book, because you've got two hands up and gravity is making your blood flow down. It's hard to read a book with it down there.
Yeah.
So especially you can just, and then you can micro adjust. And we discovered, I really did this for that warmth and the extremities, but we discovered once you were in this, like the nervous system goes, oh yeah, there it
So
is.
it's calming. And
It is.
it
And it's
sounds like,
because it's like a swaddle. There's a reason we swallowed our babies.
yes. And
Because
it sounds like it would also be great for neuropathy and
right,
for people that have, I know with,
circulation issues for
right,
right.
right. And I know when my sister had cancer and was going through her treatment, her
Mm-hmm.
feet, she had neuropathy in her feet.
Right.
And I'm just thinking right now, something like
That
that.
is in your chemo appointments.
Yes,
And then,
yes.
you can micro adjust when you're warm enough, which you will get warm enough quickly. Then you can kind of like, oh, my feet are starting to get warm enough. You just pop them out and let them cool down and pop them back in. My range of comfort's so narrow that I have to do that. Many people are like, they get in and are like, oh, why would you ever leave? No, I'm not leaving ever, ever, ever. Whereas
And
I have to do in between. There's a nice factor because it has weight here,
yes, I
that if you
love
want
it.
your hands out, you're typing, but you want to keep it on your shoulders. Because of that, it stays in place. It's
That's
also like
awesome.
two-sided, so there's no backside of fabric, there's no inside seam. We have two layers of fabric underneath your hand, but all flat, and then three layers with a polar fleece line. So you have 5 layers of fabric around your hands. Like if you took a fleece blanket and wrapped yourself up with 5 layers, you'd get your hands warm, right?
That's awesome.
Sometimes
That's
it takes that
awesome.
many.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about this product, and I'm going to show the video, but I want to come back and
Right.
talk about the trauma because, and the reason is 64% of adults who have their own unresolved issues, often 64% of them is a direct result of what happened in their childhood. And that's why it is so important. And you made a comment, you said, to unlayer all those negative things, the things you heard and the way you may have been treated, to unravel all that stuff. Children don't know how to do that.
No, we don't.
Children don't know how to do that. That's why it is so important that parents recognize the impact that they can have on their children, and also recognize the things that they may have experienced in their childhood, maybe in their marriage, maybe in friendships, maybe in school, the things that impacted them to the point where they need your blanket.
Yeah.
And
A blanket is a great way to like to deal with whatever our stuff is. Whether you came home from work and you had a crappy day, or somebody had road rage, and when you walk in the door and you're just like, the world, you know, or the global politics, or our right to choose our own bodies, or global warming. There's so much stuff.
yes,
Bam, 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 bam.
yes, yes,
Like, how do we function? How do we like, we have to find places to find our center, to come back, to feel safe, to close
yes,
out the world. Even with latest things, I have adult daughters that feel strongly about things going on in the world, and they want to,
yes,
like, Mom, this is so big, it's so important. And I'm like, yes, I get this, it is. And there are a lot of other things that are really big too. And my gift right now to the world is to give this simple thing to help people, not just like a cozy and get settled in your nervous system, but let's just start with notice the nervous system. Like,
ye-
most people don't even notice. So, and if they do notice, they think they're stuck with it the way it is. Of course, like, it is what it is. How are you going to change it? Well, you're going to change it by making a conscious effort to say, okay, wait, my nervous system's telling me something right now. And it's telling me this thing that I need to hear, because it doesn't lie, which is lovely.
yeah,
If you start to learn to listen to it, learn to trust it, learn to catch things early. And for
yes,
me, the catching things early is everything, because I have to monitor my nervous system to be able to function. If I try and pretend that thing that's bugging me, light coming in is starting to get too bright, I don't know, I don't like it. If I go, it's fine, just keep working, Liz, then all my other senses are like, wait a second, she's not paying attention. And then they're like, wait, that little thing over there, that's bugging you too. And it's like, if I get a domino effect, and I can be knocked down for 24 hours, I can be
wow,
catatonic. So I have to catch the first one and say, okay, close the curtain if that's the case, or change the shirt, or take off the necklace, or whatever.
let's,
If I listen to it and trust it and just take that little bit of action, then I'm much more able to function. I
well,
mean,
you
it's
know
really
what,
all about functioning, even, because
yes,
I can't even function if I let it get out of control to any degree. So it's a really good skill set. I, rather than feeling like it's annoying, I literally do 100 things a day to just fend off, navigate around, try to make sure I have it covered, to, if I don't experience the trigger in the first place, I don't have to recover from the trigger. So that's always like, if I can remember that, then that's the first step. Then, they're going to sneak in. They always do. So it's like, okay, recognize it. What do I do? Can I get back to center? Can I do this? Can I do that? Because if I don't, I know I'm going to be in trouble. And so it's kind of a gift that my body's so sensitive, because it also recognizes all of the emotional and mental and other traumas that creep up from my past. And that, part of sensory processing disorder is definitely connected with physical abuse and that sort of thing. It also is hereditary to some degree. My
I want
kids
to,
both have it at much lighter levels.
okay, I want to take a minute and talk about some of the things that parents can recognize that their child may be experiencing some of these things and they don't know how to communicate it,
Right,
and they
right.
can't identify why the light bothers their eyes or why their clothes make them feel is scratchy and irritating, or
Well, the biggest
why?
thing is listen to them. If they're having a little fit about their clothes, then there's a problem there. Trust that they're having a problem. I had actually was at a UCSF dental, but different level of dental because that's another problem I have. But I was explaining sensory processing disorder to the doctor, and she goes, "Oh, my daughter, I cook her food and she won't eat it, and I get so mad at her." And I remember hours of sitting at the dinner table, crying and crying. I could not eat the food that was served to me. And, I have to just sit there for 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes till I was finally excused to go to bed. And, if it's that big a deal, you're going to sit there for hours, then it's not something I can eat. I'm sorry, I just can't eat it. And so like I told this doctor that her daughter probably had some sensory issues going on, and with it can be taste, it can be texture, it can be all kinds of things, but if it's that strong, then listen,
Yeah,
focus on
absolutely.
nutrition and not I cooked it so you got a better damn
Right.
idea. Yeah.
Exactly. So parents, if you are finding that your children are complaining about the lighting, we're going to talk about
Yeah.
some of these
Well,
symptoms: the lighting,
yeah,
food,
if you eat
hearing.
clothes. Right. And it's not a one time thing. You watch the pattern. It doesn't have to, oh, they threw a fit, so there's a big deal here. See if there's a pattern going on. If it happens every time you're in this situation, what are the environmental things? It's your job as the parent to do the sleuthing a little bit. And
Yes.
and not like let them. I think one of my issues with parenting, with those of us that had such strong parenting that was like, God damn it, do it whatever I say, parents swung in the other direction and the kids run amok. And so I still think kids need boundaries,
Oh,
but you don't
yes.
have to be an asshole about it. You can listen, and you can see what works for them, what doesn't work for them. You can support them to have everything you want in this world. My whole thing with my kids was, but I'm going to teach you ways to get it that's a healthy way to get it. You're
Ex-
never, ever, ever going to get anything from me by throwing a temper tantrum, and I could be like, nope, see, temper tantrum, go away. 10
exactly.
minutes, you have 10 minutes, come back, convince me into the thing that you want me to
Absolutely.
say yes to. And
Yes.
if it's good, they wouldn't do it for candy for breakfast. They would do it for, but mom, this is really important to me and this is why. And I'd be, oh, cool. You can have it now. But
You
I'm not
know,
going to let you have it
yeah.
by being
Exactly. I remember one day my son, he was a toddler, and we were in the grocery store, and there was something that he wanted, and he had a temper tantrum. This kid laid out on the floor. And you know what? I just looked at him and kept on moving. It's like,
catch up with me.
yes. Did he not get up? And did he not calm down? And did we not talk about what it was that he wanted?
Yeah. Well,
You're
yeah. And then like have the calm talk afterwards.
right.
Why I set
Exactly.
these boundaries. This is why it's important. I even do that with my dog. People ask me all the time because I'm a pretty good dog trainer. My dog's doing this and this. What do I do? And I'm like, have you talked to them about it? And they look at me like, what, are you crazy? And it's like, no, you talk to them about it. You tell them why
Absolutely.
you need to do this. Is why I'm asking you to do this. If you're a good doggy citizen, you'll have a better doggy life.
Well,
If
you're a
you're
good example because look, we're sitting here with a dog and he is so quiet. I
Yes,
mean, like,
he's the
how
best.
often are there meetings and Zooms and you hear dogs barking and all this kind of stuff? And we've been sitting here since 6:30, and I have yet to hear this dog at all. So you must be the dog whisperer.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
anyway,
mean,
you know what?
that's how I learned unconditional love. I mean, that's when I became a parent. I was very clear that I was going to parent my children like I did my dogs. I fortunately was a dog parent in my adult life before I became a human parent. And, my mom came in and she's like, "Why are you doing this? And why are you doing that?" And I'm like, "Shut up. I'm doing it my way. You can just leave. I don't need
You
your."
know, and
But in
sometimes
the
as
end,
an
before she died, about 2 weeks before she died, it was Mother's Day. It was her last good day. We didn't know it at the time. And she wrote me a card. I did know it because the handwriting was really sloppy, and my mom's handwriting was always beautiful. And it said that she wished she took lessons from me on how to be a mom. And
wow.
we
And
kind of
you
came
know
full
what?
circle on that one.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful for her to recognize
Mhm.
that there were some things that she might have done that could have been done better. That
Yeah.
is so beautiful. And so for her and for you and her to have that kind of reconciliation. And also, I want to say, as an adult dealing with your parents,
Mhm.
I personally feel it's okay to let them know
Mhm.
how you're feeling about things and not allow them to lay a guilt trip on you because you're not doing things the way they did it
Right.
or the way they want you to do it. And so it's important as adults dealing with your parents to be able to communicate with them your thoughts and your feelings. And if they become upset by it, that's their problem, not yours, because you're trying to explain to them why things are the way that they are and why you feel the way that you do. And I think it's very healthy to be able to do that. And I know you and I had talked about some other traumas and experiences that you've had. But before we even talk about those, I'm going to take a minute to share your video so that people can understand how valuable this product is. So let's do that.
Blankets are used every day throughout your home. So finding one that fits all your needs while keeping you warm is essential. That's where Sensory Product Design and Cozy Throzies and Cozy Cozies come in. A line of proprietary blankets that provide comfort anywhere you need it. The Cozy Throzy is equipped with double-lined polar fleece lined hand and foot pockets because warming your extremities is the best way to warm your whole body. Their exclusive finger and thumb openings mean you can hold almost anything, from a book to a glass of wine, all while keeping your hands warm. When you feel warm enough, simply remove your hands or feet or slip it off your shoulders. They're engineered for next-level warmth, adjustability, and ease of use. The Cozy Cozy and Cozy Throzy blankets are the perfect way to unwind and spend time with the ones who matter most. Whether you're spending time with your family or finishing up your latest novel, our Cozy products adapt to your ever-changing needs. Their intelligent design means it's as easy to use while you work at your desk as it is to play in them. And with 2 size options for toddlers and adults, you're going to want them for the whole family. The Cozy Throzies and Cozy Cozies not only look beautiful on both sides, but our exclusive double-lined fleece back pockets warm your extremities in the fastest, most efficient way. Our patent-pending exclusive finger and thumb openings also allow you to hold almost anything while keeping your hands warm. With accessible pockets, it's easy to adjust to your perfect temperature comfort level simply by taking out your hand or feet anytime to make you feel just right all the time. The Cozy Throzies and Cozy Cozies are machine washable and were designed to resemble a traditional throw. All the pockets fold up neatly, allowing these beautifully crafted blankets to fit into any space and ensuring that they're always in reach, ready to make you oh so cozy anytime. So what are you waiting for? Sit back, relax, and get Cozy Throzies and Cozy Cozies for the whole family. Everyone's new favorite blanket.
That is wonderful. And you guys can get a discount on these blankets. I put the link in the comments. All you need to do is go to cozies.com and put in Vera25 as the code, and you'll get 25% off. So I'm telling you, if you have any kind of health issues, if you have any circulation problems, if you have nerve problems and conditions, you want to get this blanket. You want to
You
get this
just have a
blanket.
nervous system.
Yes. If you,
It's
I
good for
mean,
anybody with a nervous system.
beautiful. Well, I plan to get one myself. So this is awesome. And I do have a couple more commercials that I need to play. So let me do that and then we'll come right back.
Been feeling myself for a minute. Hallelujah. Amen.
Hey there, Jason McNamara here, and I'm about to drop something truly game-changing your way. Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 grind? Feeling stuck in obtaining the life you deserve and craving something more? Well, listen up, because I've got something you will not want to miss. Introducing the No More 9-to-5 Club Professional Membership, your ticket to freedom and success in the entrepreneurial world. With our professional membership, you'll get access to weekly coaching sessions, pre-recorded trainings, and a vibrant community of fellow game changers. You get access to technology that will allow you to automate passive income streams, as well as unlock all of our expert-led trainings in the back office so you know where to go for good advice when you need it. You will also use the club to build up a residual income stream with a 2-tier 33% affiliate commission unlocked at this level, allowing you to help people help themselves while generating a residual passive income stream for yourself. And here's the kicker. For a limited time, you can unlock all of this just for a $1.11 donation to our club foundation.
I like this one.
Your first month is on us. So what's holding you back? Click the link below, make your donation, and let's start building the life and business of your dreams together. Here at the No More 9-to-5 Club, we're all about turning dreams into reality and smashing through those glass ceilings.
That's what I'm talking about, Jake.
Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, we've got the tools and support you need to thrive and evolve. And don't forget to sign up for our bootcamp training. It's the perfect way to kickstart your journey and unlock even more perks. So what are you waiting for? Join the No More 9-to-5 Club today and let's make those dreams a reality. I can't wait to see you on the inside. You only get one now. Invest it in your better future. Let's make magic happen together.
No More 9-to-5 Club. Let me tell you about this club. First of all, proceeds go to help veterans. Second of all, it is a great way to network with like-minded people, heart-centered people who are doing things to help other people. It's also a great networking way to build your business, promote your business, and let others promote your business as well. It's No More 9-to-5, and it's called No More 9-to-5 because there are also people that actually have 9-to-5 jobs that are a part of this organization. And as a result of them being involved in this organization, they've been able to look at their 9-to-5, but also look at other ways of generating residual income and additional streams of income. So no more 9-to-5. You want to click the link, it's in the chat, and join for $1.11. $1.11. And that money goes directly to veterans. So join No More 9-to-5.
Let me introduce you to ChatBridge. It's a revolutionary new solution for getting great results from your online networking. Today, online networking has become the standard for millions of professionals. However, getting results from your meetings can be a daunting task. But now that challenge has been solved. Everyone knows how hard virtual meeting follow-up is. You go to an online meeting where at the end, people say save the chat to follow up. And now you have a nearly unusable and ugly chat text file to work with. You can now say goodbye to the hassles of downloaded Zoom-type chat records. For the first time, with the introduction of this new ChatBridge tool, you have a simple system to easily import, search, review, follow up, and find opportunities with the people you meet in all of your virtual networking meetings. And we also made it easy to archive all of your chat files and information on the people you met networking for future use. And it doesn't stop there. With ChatBridge, when you select people to follow up with, you can view their exact posts and even click into their website, LinkedIn profile, or Facebook page if they shared it. Then you can import your selected contacts into the powerful EngagePro system or export your contacts to your CRM, email tool, or autoresponder. Following up and getting great results from online networking is now easy and just a click away. Experience the power of the new Chat Bridge, and you'll quickly see how to find new clients, get more referrals, speaking opportunities, and JV partners. There's nothing like it. Find out now how economical and easy it is to get the results you want from online networking at chatbridgeconnect.com.
Not only is ChatBridge a game changer, if you attend networking meetings and you save the chat, ChatBridge is a way for you with one click, have it organized alphabetically with all the people that were there, their contact information, and the comments that were made in the chat. For a free test run, click the link in the comments and check it out and see how powerful it is. All right. I have a couple more commercials, but we're going to come back and talk some more, and then I'll share a couple more commercials. Now, one of the things we talked about, you said you've met the love of your life. And so can you kind of share with us what your experience has been with relationships?
Relationships. We started to talk about it. As a child, if you go through abusive things, you're going to repeat them until you learn the lesson. I believe that's true for all of us. Maybe people don't believe that, but I believe it's true that if we don't understand trauma, then we're destined to repeat it. So
Amen.
for me, I got married out of college. I mean, literally like 2 weeks out of college. And that relationship we did a lot of drugs and alcohol. And I looked up one day and I went, wait, this isn't the life I want. This isn't this doesn't work for me to have this years go by in a blur and not accomplishing anything. So I just like picked up and left and moved to California back in 1988, and dove into another relationship a little too fast, but at least the drugs and alcohol, I had worked through that part. This relationship got into physical abuse, and it was like, here we are again. I've gotta work through the fundamental issues. Where does this come from? I like to use the metaphor shine a light in the dark places, because it's a lot less scary if you shine a light on it. So like where is this coming from? Where is it? Obviously it's coming from my childhood. And how do I process that in a way to come out the other side as graduating from that trauma? That's how I looked at each of the levels of things I went through. I talked about the dyslexia. That was a whole other one that, understanding it, looking at it, what can I do now that it's not so scary that the words are jumping around? How do I approach it in a new way, in a problem solving way? And that was the good part about the inventor part of my childhood, is I always was seeking solutions. How do I solve this problem? And most of the time it was kind of quietly on my own, because I couldn't trust the world to not be putting me down or belittling me for experiencing my experiences, whether it was the words jumping around in my dyslexic, life. It still is that way, but I know how to recognize it when it comes about. And the physical abuse, I was able to leave that one pretty quickly. It was quite clear, no way do I want this in my life, in my child's life. So I left that relationship and then got married again to another person. And this time it was a 20-year marriage of a lot of gaslighting, because it was emotional, mental abuse, always telling me that I was just bad and wrong in every way you could imagine. If something wasn't working in my body through the sensory stuff, I would just be told, what is your problem? get over it. All this feedback that just had me like quietly making my little things to try and live in my body and try and navigate the world in a way that that I could, feel halfway decent. But it wasn't until that kind of like the graduation of that marriage, the coming together of the sensory processing disorder, that I really got to understand myself in a way that was like owning who I am, that this is all part of me. Do I wish I had a different body? Yes, I do, but this is the one I was issued. So I have to figure out how to live in it. And, I have been to so many doctors over the years, and they're like, oh, but you seem pretty happy. And I'm like, yeah, but that's my coping mechanism. It's not like I'm, I am, I look at the bright side of things, yes, but it doesn't make the struggle less real. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, you have to understand. And now this partner in my life who, after graduating all of those things, he is so loving, so supportive. He said to me yesterday, all you have to do is like wiggle your little pinky and I will do anything for you.
Oh.
And I'm like,
But
if I
now,
asked him to rub my head or shoulders, he 10 times a day, he'd do it 10 times a day. I don't ask him 10 times a day, but I do ask him every day. And
and
sometimes a couple times. And
you know what? You found him when you found yourself, when you recognized who you are. We cannot expect to get what we desire if we're not implementing and if we're not demonstrating and exhibiting those things that we desire. And
right.
So you went through
And
all the
owning, like, this is who I am, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not, this is how it works in my body. Even with the headaches, people like put me down for that. I've had to figure out how to function for the last 45, 50 years with headaches every day. And it's like, that is so difficult to do. But I was apologetic about it. I was trying to hide it. And now it's like I can just say, no, I'm not doing well. And it's lovingly accepted. And I get waited on if I needed to. Everything you can imagine. I'm like, oh my God, pinch. It took me a lot of training to even learn how to ask for it, because it was like nobody ever, ever, ever gave me anything. So, like, coming with me to do something, there's so many times in my life that I was almost like dangerously driving myself to the doctor because I was so, so sick. But nobody would take me to a doctor. I mean, I never even thought of somebody asking somebody to take me, and Phil's like, no, I'll take you.
That's beautiful.
Why do I need to be taken? Okay, but it took me. Now I own it, and I show my kids now what it's like. They both grew up with different dads, and that, in this very scary environment. And now I'm like, okay, yes, I graduated, and it took a lot more for me to graduate than it's gonna take for you to graduate. So come on, get to work. Yes, you saw your father treating me this way, your father treating you this way, but look at what's on the other side of it if you do the
Yes.
work. If you
If you do the work, I love it. And unfortunately, kids end up having to do the work because
right,
of the experiences that they're having in their home with their families and with their parents. And
right.
so for them now to see you on the other side and the happiness, the love, the respect,
Mhm.
that is
That's what
beautiful.
is
I
supposed
am
to be.
very, very happy for you. I am
It's
very
funny.
happy for you.
When my older one was a teenager, she came home from her dad's, and it was always a debrief and getting over the experience. And they knew about my childhood. She did at the time, and she's like, Mom, I don't understand how you became you when you had the childhood you had. And I said, well, it's because I decided very clearly before I had you that I was going to do it differently. I was committed to it. And and not like I did everything perfectly, but I was going to come from an unconditional loving place and a loving, supportive place of I want you to have everything you want in this world. But I wanted to show you beyond, like, you're going to be a good mom because you got a good role model, if I do say so. And I said, I wanted to show you a healthy primary relationship. I am still working on that. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm working on it. And I wanted to show you a professional, like having a purpose in life with my profession. And I said, I haven't shown you that either, but I'm working on it. I swear I am going to show you one day this. And now I am showing them this. And
That's beautiful.
yeah,
That's
it's like
beautiful.
I'm going to demonstrate it, even if it takes me into my 60s to demonstrate this. I'm going to do it.
That is beautiful. Well, I am so happy for you, and your purpose came from your pain, and your passion came from your struggles. And it's just a beautiful thing. And so, what I want to say to my listening audience is don't give up on yourself. Don't allow other people to dictate who you are. And as children, we have no control. We have no control.
We just are where we are. We don't have any perspective. We don't have any place to be able to decide, wait, this doesn't work for me. But that's what we grew up to figure out.
Yes. Yes.
One thing I think is also important. They say it takes a lot of work to wrestle with your past, to graduate from trauma. It takes a lot of work. And it does, indeed. But what they don't tell you is every time you take a step towards the good stuff, towards the graduating, towards learning more about yourself, towards becoming who you really are, what you're meant to do in this world, every step you take is incredibly rewarding.
Yeah.
And so you have to feed off of the rewarding nature of that moving forward.
Yes.
We all, like, nothing, I believe this is universally true in all human beings. Nothing feels better than feeling ourselves grow.
Absolutely.
Mentally, physically, it feels good to get better at something,
Yes.
and it's incredibly rewarding. So you have to like in the balance of all the stuff in your day, you have to balance out, like, letting that feeling of accomplishment be bigger. I have a philosophy, I call it the 51% philosophy. We need a minimum of 51% positive to 49% negative, or we're going to drown. So we have to like how do you navigate that? And so for me, I decided first the negative. The ones I can limit, the negative people, the negative experiences, the negative stuff, that I can just kind of limit my time, energy, love, attention that I give to those negative things. Just give less, and give a little less, and give a little less. If you shove them away, they get mad and they come back meaner. And so you have to just kind of go, no, just a little bit. And then on the positive side, I call it the 5-second rule. And it's not about picking up food from the floor. It's can you give yourself 5 seconds when you have that yummy experience? Like, yes.
Yes.
So good.
Yes. I love it.
Like,
I love it.
Who doesn't have 5 seconds?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Soak it up. Maybe you get good at, give yourself 10, maybe even 30 sometimes. But like soak up the good stuff. That's in your nervous system. It tells you that it's good stuff. It's like, yeah. And then, so if you give yourself that, you're like, yeah, that's what I want more of. How do I get a little bit more of that?
Yes.
So you don't have to redesign your whole life.
Beautiful.
You can just kind of gently push away and invite in. Like,
beautiful. I love it. I love it. Just like, and pushing away the negative, pushing away those negative people, those garbage dump, stinking thinking people, and recognizing, as Eleanor Roosevelt said, that no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. Now, unfortunately, children don't understand and recognize that. But once we reach that age where we can understand that, then we can better address and adapt and change our perspective on what other people are telling us. And I have another commercial I need to run, and then we'll be right back.
Welcome to your Trauma Talk. Wow, you think about it. You will be the spotlight right in the heart of New York City. You have to actually believe it. A lot of you look at me, Ra, and say, Ra, I believe in what you do. I love what you do. So trust me, I am telling you, for a very minimal cost, I am putting you to speak in the heart of the hub of energy, which is in New York City. And guess what? You're coming to tell your trauma talks. And you know where? On Broadway. You know what happens on Broadway? We see the story of Tina Turner. We see her struggles. And we see her trauma story right here on Broadway. This is where you are going to be center staged. And when I tell you that's where you're going to be center stage, that is where you will be center stage. Your trauma is going to be on Broadway, in a theater, right here in beautiful, amazing New York City. Bring it to the stage. Bring that energy. We have a theater of 200 people, but let's just say it's 40 speakers, and 40 speakers in 2 days. If that's the only thing that you meet, 40 people, you did meet people. You did make a connection, and somebody that did not know your trauma talk is going to hear your trauma talk and know who you are deep within and connect with you, because your trauma talk is your truth. Yep, this is what it's about. Your trauma talk is going to help millions, because you are going to connect with millions when you do this. So think about it, just 40 people. But I didn't say that's going to happen, because Ra wants an audience. And if Ra wants an audience, all of you should get an audience as well. So leave that to me. Trust in me, because I am one of you. I can't tell you what to do, but you have to know what you have to do for you. And all I can tell you is, come on, bring it to Broadway. Trust me, you guys gonna have fun. You all will have fun. This is not a conference room. This is a theater we are speaking about. I really cannot say any more than I have said already. All I know is I'm going to be shaking hands, hugging, and connecting deeper with most of you in person. This is Ra, and I love you all.
A trauma talk. People need to hear your story. People need to hear your story. I'm telling you, any of you that have gone through something, trust me, we don't go through stuff for ourselves. We go through stuff to help other people. And I am convinced that God does not put upon us any more than we can bear. And if we've gone through it, it's time that we help others understand that they can too. So your trauma talk, I put the link in the chat and check it out. It's going to be in June. And so join me in New York for your trauma talk. Yes, your trauma talk. I'm telling you, it's going to be an amazing experience. And on Broadway, we'll be able to go to some Broadway shows and do some things and just have a great time. So join me in New York in June. Your trauma talk.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products, because you know, Mama knows what you need.
Let me tell you about these products. They are wonderful and they're for all ethnicities. Hair serums, moisturizers, shampoos, conditioners, and they smell great. You need to check out Mama Knows products. Why? Because Mama knows what you need. So check it out. Check it out. I've put the link in the chat. So check out Mama Knows products. Check it out. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me put that down and pull up your link where people can come and check out your products. Go to cozy.com and get 25% off your blanket that will keep your hands and your feet warm, will deal with and help adjust your nervous system, will allow your circulation to be better, and to calm your nerves. Calm your nerves with this cozy blanket. This is amazing. And your story is amazing. And what brought you to creating and inventing these products? And you mentioned that you have several products that you have invented. You want to tell us a little bit more?
Oh, well, we do have two more of the cozy products coming. One is the Cozy Gozy, which is 100% waterproof, has a hood. You can be in a rainstorm and you are dry head to toe with this, and it just goes in the back of your car. You got your little handles, elastic comes off and it unrolls beautifully. So that's coming, and then we'll have the Cozy Toesies, which is for the bed.
Oh, wow.
And so that's a pocket that stays securely in place. You can have your feet in and even lying on your back with your feet up in the air, kind of tight around the right place and loose around the right place. And your partner doesn't have to use it. You can have one person with their feet in the pocket, one person with its sheet fabric on top. It secures underneath the bottom of the bed. So there are a bunch of cozy products for sure.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. I have one more commercial and then we're going to be wrapping it up.
Get ready for an extraordinary weekend from May 9th to the 12th in Miami, Florida, where minds, bodies, and souls converge. Calling all entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals, and aspiring visionaries from across the nation. You're invited to the Global Awaken Trinity Summit. Join us for an immersive experience where you'll learn from the best of the best speakers in the industry and hang out with the brainiest minds in business. Network with experts from finance, personal development, branding and marketing, and many other niches. All states are welcome. Indulge in gala VIP dinner and pick the minds of speakers and mentors over a drink. Elevate your journey with mastermind sessions aboard a yacht in Miami, Florida. Don't forget to register. Let's see you there. Mark your calendars and be part of this transformative event. Visit www.globalawakenedevents.com for more information and secure your spot today. For tickets, call 404-992-3971.
Now, this is another amazing event that's going to be in Miami. And instead of going to the link that she mentioned, go to the link that I just put in the chat. And you can also contact Kessie at 404-992-3971 and tell her you heard it on the Vera Thomas Show and that you are interested in either being a speaker on a yacht or being a participant. Either way, she's looking for speakers, and this event is taking place in May. So check out Global Awaken Events. It's an international event, and speakers, entrepreneurs, speakers from all walks of life, entrepreneurs. I can see you marketing and selling your products. I'm telling you. So anyway, Global Awaken Events. Be a speaker or register and let her know that you heard it on the Vera Thomas Show. All right. Now,
speaking of that, I thought I'd mention I have just been selected to be one of Marquis Who's Who in America. It's one of the most prestigious Who's Who's. It's been around for 125 years.
Yes,
It
I'm
has
familiar.
Lincoln on there, and Obama, and Oprah, and everybody you can imagine. Beyonce.
Congratulations. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is
So,
amazing. That is quite an honor. Quite an
well,
honor.
what I didn't realize, because I'd taken my inventing gene for granted my whole life, but until I was interviewed for this, I knew that I didn't have much competition, but I researched it further, and it's like I've no competition. There's no company that's doing what I'm doing, making products for people to help soothe their senses. And so I too, like my father was the forefather of the automatic warehousing systems industry, I realized that I'm actually the foremother of this industry. I like godmother better, though.
Well, that's amazing.
Stodgy for me. So godmother of sensory soothing products or something like that. I'm still working.
Yes. And I put the flyer
inducted in this month. And
well, congratulations. I put the flyer up so that you can see that it's been featured on CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox. You are amazing.
Oh, you'll see it. If you go to my website, you will see about 150 publications I've been in.
Oh, that is amazing. And so you deserve to be in Who's Who. You deserve it. Well, listen, you have been an awesome guest. Thank you very much. And again, you guys, check out her cozies, blankets. And again, in the chat, click on that link and get 25% off because you've seen it on this show or you heard it in the replay. So, Liz, thank you so much. And I am looking forward to continuing to network with you and continue to help you promote as you help me promote as well. So thank you again. And do you have any, I know we're over time, but do you have one final thing that you want to say?
Just trust yourselves. We don't have to be everything to everybody. We just have to be who we are. And
Amen.
We're good at, and we got to stop trying to be good at everything else.
Amen. Amen. I agree wholeheartedly. And with that, we will see you on Thursday. God bless and have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
The Vera Thomas Show.